This is just kind of funny. Marvel facing calls to cancel Punisher after his logo was used by some Capitol rioters. Okay. You know, sometimes when you see articles like this, you don't even believe if they're real or not. And I'm just like, there's no way this is real, right? There's no way. In a world where Spider-Man and Batman movies are in active production, it's Frank Castle that's managing to dominate the news cycle for a reason many might not expect to see in 2021. Last Wednesday, insurrectionists stormed the United States Capitol in a domestic terrorist incident. Oh my gosh. No. This is ridiculous. They were clashing with police, and then a bunch of people rolled in there, okay? They were smoking doobies. I saw a bunch of videos, a bunch of guys just lighting up joints, making joke phone calls from Nancy Pelosi's office. Ridiculous. They are really pushing this narrative. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. As members of Congress attempted to count the Electoral College votes to certify former Vice President Joe Biden as the next president of the United States. After many of these insurrectionists were spotted donning apparel that included the logo of Marvel's The Punisher, fans are now wondering if the House of Ideas should cancel the character for good. Now, throughout social media, fans of the character and fans of Marvel in general are calling on the publisher not only to address the issues at hand, but to potentially retire the character from future stories. Well, I'm a fan. I really like Punisher, and I think that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Castle first debuted in an issue of The Amazing Spider-Man in 1974 as a gun-toting villain. Since then, however, he's been transformed into an anti-hero. Even though he uses his massive arsenal to mow down criminals in a storm of gunfire, more recently, the character's logo has been co-opted by the extremist groups that have had a hand in storming of the Capitol. Which groups? What groups are you talking about, huh? What are you talking about? I saw maybe one or two of these logos on, random people. After insurrectionists were seen wearing the logo on dozens of live news broadcasts, prominent Punisher comic writer Garth Ennis went on record to call anyone spotting the brand a halfwit, or sporting the brand, rather. I've said this before a couple of times, but no one actually wants to be the Punisher, Ennis said. Nobody wants to pull 3 tours of combat duty in a combat zone, with the last one going catastrophically wrong, come home with a head full of broken glass, see their family machine gunned into a bloody a fall in front of their eyes, and then dedicate the rest of their lives to cold, bleak, heartless slaughter. He continued, the people wearing the logo on this context are kidding themselves. Just like the police officers who wore it over the summer, what they actually want is to wear is apparently scary symbol on a t-shirt, throw their weight around a bit, and then go home to the wife and kids and resume their everyday life. They thought no harder about the Punisher symbol than the halfwits I saw, the ones waving the stars and stripes while invading the Capitol building. Well, depending on which side they were, because as I've already brought it up, not everyone in that Capitol were Trump supporters. Over the past few years, since John Berthal's Punisher series on Netflix brought the character back to mainstream audiences, an increasing number of police officers have started using the logo as well. Punisher co-creator Gary Conway previously said any law enforcement official that chooses using their logo is an outlaw. Goodness sakes. Marvel has remained mum on the situation, as they should forever remain mum. Though the character is not actively being used in any titles the publisher is releasing, both seasons of The Punisher are now streaming on Netflix. Might I add that season was dope. Actually, both of them were. That was a good show. I like it. Frank Castle.